Hi friends, Disha here again, and you are watching Your Future with Disha. And this channel is about palmistry, Jyotish, and energy healing. In energy healing, Reiki is one modality. So I use all those modalities for my work. I do the palm reading, I do the Jyotish reading, I do the healing work in that Reiki. I teach all the modalities. So in this channel, you will see the information and knowledge about all modalities I pursue for my work. Uh, I'll say that I have posted lots of video regarding the palmistry, Hastrekha Vigyan, we say. Now you'll see a lot of more videos for Jyotish. My channel also goes live every night, and we display the chanting, lots of Vedic mantra chanting. I'll request you all to go live, and uh, it's happening at 8 p.m. EST and 5:30 a.m. IST. So I'll say please shower a little more love to me, and please like, share, and subscribe my channel. I'll really appreciate for that. So let's start for today's video. So today I'm going to discuss here the transit of Saturn. Though the Saturn is not changing the sign right now, but it is changing the nakshatra. And whenever this happens, whenever Saturn changes the sign or nakshatra or its position in the chart, it brings shifts in life. It brings always movement and sometimes turbulence in life. And this is happening for 3 months, and this we are seeing in October. So we are in the last quarter of the 2025. So for the 3 months we are going to see this transit, and this transit is happening on 3rd of October 2025, and this will go till 20th of January 2026. So what is happening here? Saturn is moving backward from Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra to Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. Saturn is right now in a retrograde phase, and it is currently in a Uttara Bhadrapada, and because it is retrograde, it is going backward to Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. Now with this, you might be feeling, you might be wondered what why certain phase of life you are feeling heavy. Why do relationships, money, and health sometimes all test you are at all you are testing at once? And as I already told you, the dates of this transit. Now, Saturn, we know that we consider Saturn as a strict teacher of karma, and it meets Purva Bhadrapada, the nakshatra, which deeply linked with mystery, intensity, and the path of liberation. When these two energies combine, how will the time feel? The simple answer is intense, transformative, and unforgettable. The deity of Purva Bhadrapada is called Aja Ekpada. It's half divine and half mysterious. This nakshatra teaches us that life is not just about outer glitter and show. Real strength comes only when we face our inner darkness and transform it. We have to deal with our shadow side. We have to do the shadow work here with our own feelings, desires. When Saturn enters this nakshatra, it forces us to settle unfinished matters. It can be incomplete love, unfinished tasks, unresolved relationships, pending responsibilities. The time of reckoning is near. So this is from October 3rd, 2025. Saturn will move retrograde, leaving Uttara Bhadrapada and enter or re-enter into the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra till January 2026. This 3.5 month phase will shake maybe everybody from within. For some, it will be financial test. For others, it can be trials in relationship. For many, it will be about facing their own fears and weaknesses. But remember, Saturn's purpose is not to punish us. Its purpose is to strengthen your foundation. However, the way Saturn strengthens you often feels like a storm. So during this transit, hidden things will surface, whether it's a habit or secret or weaknesses, and through them you will learn how to carve your next path. So in this video, we'll go step by step covering all the zodiac signs to see how Saturn's nakshatra shift will impact them, what mysteries in their lives will unfold, which habit they must let go of, what behavioral changes they need to adapt, which sign needs to focus on money, who must clean up their relationships, and who needs to give attention to health. Most importantly, for each zodiac sign, I will share practical and easy solutions that can help you transform this challenging time into growth and stability. If you want to know what lessons and opportunities Saturn in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra will bring for you during these last 3 months of 2025, then watch this video till end. Your perspective about your life will shift. In fact, you may even realize that many of these things are already happening with you. If you relate, make sure to share your experience in the comments. Now, before we begin, please, you are watching my channel, Your Future with Disha. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon button because this is the most auspicious time to join my channel. Um, One more thing I want to add here, these transit we are talking about, it's not the only transit of Saturn. We have transit of each and every planet. These planets change the signs and nakshatras all the time. In between these 3.5 months, lots of other transits are also happening. So one of them is Mercury is turning retrograde in between these 3 months, and then Saturn, which is already in this retrograde, it will turn in direct motion in the same nakshatra. And then we have the another transit of Jupiter, because Jupiter is going to turn retrograde in November. So what we are discussing here is the only one thread of the whole fabric. It's like your whole chart is there and we are just touching the one planet. And transit is only the Falit part of the your chart. It's not the Ganit path. Ganit path is your chart, which we have to deeply analyze. So this Falit only happen when your Ganit shows the promise. If the promise is not there in the chart, all these things are not happening. These are the possibilities of happening the events in your life. But these promises should be there in your chart. Then only these events will happen. So don't only rely on the transit, you have to see your lagna and all other charts, all the divisional charts, D1, D9, D10. The transit is the promise, but it's not it will not happen until and unless it's not showing in your chart. So don't just based out on your uh, on these transit predictions. You have to see your uh, lagna chart, the basic chart of yours as well. Now that you have understood the background, let's dive into each zodiac sign. As always, we'll start with the first sign, the Aries, the Mesha, ascendant. Whatever we are talking here, it's related with the ascendant sign. Don't get confused with your moon sign or sun sign. Now let's see what this entire time period means for you. Things that you need to keep in mind. First of all, Aries, you guys are going through your Sade Sati of Saturn. The first phase of Saturn Sade Sati is going for you, and I am very much sure that you will still experiencing something related to it. Now, what difference will Saturn transit make for you? What things will go up and down in this Saturn transit? Let's talk about that. So, first of all, my advice is that this whole time is for organizing yourself and handling everything calmly. And calmness is going to stay quite far from you. Saturn will act in your 12th house. Here you will have to keep some control over your finances. If there was an old wish of going abroad, which was stuck, which was not happening, now that thing will start happening for you. This transit will also force you to leave old things behind. It will give you a message to save your energy. This is not the time for noise and chaos. Stay away from it. This is the time to refine your inner qualities, your strengths, your foundation, the very base that has brought you so far in career, profession, and life. First of all, take great care of your sleep. Do not allow anyone to hamper your sleep. If someone is disturbing it, please be little strict, have the proper sleep, because Saturn, when goes in Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra, our sleeps get disturbed. And also person wants to stay alone, even their sleep get interference. And I will say sleep should be your first priority, because during sleep we rejuvenate, our body rejuvenates and heal. Now I would say that during this time period, if some work has been pending for a long time, go get it done, complete that work. Little bit of organization is organizing your task is necessary. Now, being an Aries, you will feel that your things are very scattered, nothing seems organized. You want to do this now. Everything, what, but what first, what tomorrow, and like you have to have a plan for today, tomorrow, and for next 10 days. That much organized you have to be in your mind. Now don't people who are in the business of yeah, media or somewhere, they have to be in limelight. I will suggest go work behind the curtain. This is not the time to be in spotlight or in public. I'll say work behind the scenes, improve your inner foundation and skills. You will also support, you may get the support from abroad. Why I'm saying the behind the curtain, because 12th house is the isolation, and this transit is happening in Purva Bhadrapada in your 12th house. So definitely you, I'm not saying totally avoid the public, and don't, if you are an influencer, don't do the influencing thing or videos, do it, but try to be little lay down. Yes, that's the thing I say for the Aries guys. uh, Now 12th house is also the travel, foreign travel, long distance travel, that may come, but I'll say you have to be careful during the travel. Health may have some ups and downs, so avoid too much workload, avoid interfering in others' work, otherwise, you will feel tired. Now, 12th house is also expenses. I'll say some hidden expenses may appear right now for this time period. Maybe you had taken some membership, as we do the membership, or we subscribe some um, apps or something, then we forgot to unsubscribe it, and those subscriptions keep deducting the money from your credit card and without your notice. So some suddenly you may feel like your money, you are paying more bills and you don't know what they are for. So be mindful with your credit card billing, and go check the statements where the extra money is going. Are you paying the subscription for the subscriptions which are you were not interested in and you did forgot to unsubscribe them? So that's the thing for Aries. Now, keep proper account of all expenses, fix it on the monthly basis, reduce the unnecessary meetings or projects, or delegate them. This is the way you can manage your expenses. And uh, take time for rest and reflection. Yes, take one holiday a week. Like, you need not to work 24/7 or 7 days a week. You can work for 5 days or maybe 6 days and take a rest for 2 days or 1 day, and that's how you can manage your things, and you may get proper rest in between, because our mind, our subconscious mind, need always the decluttering of the decluttering. Yes. Now I say that you must bring the pending works to completion. Certain You may decide the deadlines for your projects which are stuck for 6 months, 4 months, or 1 year. Maybe you may finish those all projects the which were stuck. This all is happening in your 12th house, which also represents our bedroom, isolation, subconscious mind, and our subconscious habits. When Saturn changed nakshatra here, it teaches you to save your energy, build a strong, invisible foundation. The result will be that by the end of this phase, around 20th of January, your working style will become better, that with less energy and less expenses and calmer mind, you will be producing 100% better results. This will motivate you to start fresh with a new energy. Here, if you have close relatives, you will see someone come to say you saying, sit with me, tell me your problems you are going through, talk with me. And maybe you talk with your teacher or partner or a family member, you will discuss, and you both will motivate each other, give your detailed routine and a new beginning. So Aries native, so all that I'll sum up here. It's a good time is coming, but if you don't learn the lesson Saturn wants to teach, Saturn never spares anyone who runs away from its lessons. What are those lessons? That all are that all your stuck work, your laziness, procrastination, now it's time to end all that. Complete them, finish them, take up new projects. If foreign connections are coming in business, profession, or travel, please adopt them too. Keep sharp watch on expenses where unnecessary spending is happening. Do budgeting. So this is this is how the entire time periods of Saturn nakshatra will go for Aries, Mesha ascendants. Now let's move to the next sign, that is the Taurus Vrishab ascendant. This time period, so for the Saturn people, the Saturn, for the Taurus people, sorry, the Saturn is transiting in your 11th house, sitting in retrograde motion. So now it is changing its nakshatra from, it's going in Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra from your Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra. Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra is ruled by Saturn, but now Purva Bhadrapada is ruled by Jupiter. In between this transit, Jupiter, the ruler of Purva Bhadrapada, is also going retrograde from November, and I'll be doing one video for that also. After watching this, go and watch that, because that also impact the things. And this time is to make better your social world, the social network that we create outside in the world. You will find that in the coming 3 months, you will make new friends, you will get attached to new groups. What I say, you will meet like minded people, new groups formed around new ideas. Like there is a like the guru connect related with some spiritual realm, or something you connected with the business or trade, something like that. And most probably it will be a materialistic group uh, of friends or relatives, and you will join them, and gradually you will increase the time spending time with them. You will see that by joining and talking with them, you will get new ideas, and that results to improve your work. So that may happen in during these 3 months. Now here it is also seen who is helping in your work, where you need to talk clearly so that the way of working together can be original and better. When you work in a group or in community, the benefits should come to us. Otherwise, most of the time, it's a waste of time. So, calculating this is also necessary for you. See what will happen where the group you are in with, whichever friends you are, whatever network is yours. Gradually you will start getting bored of it. Even when you are watching this video, and if you listen carefully, you will feel somewhere that as much as they have not useful to me, maybe I have been more useful to them. Now it is time to change your group. New people, new talks, new ideas, newness, this freshness you are going to feel here. And for that, you have to keep allowing yourself. Remember, in this newness, some will also come who are worse than the old ones. Do not go with them. Here, as I said, Saturn is going in the Jupiter nakshatra. Your brain will work for your goals in life. Set small milestones. Here, do not make very long ambitions. Make goals and make such friends who can reply to you on your face without hesitation, who can show you a completely clear picture. If you are doing wrong, if you are not able to do the work, then friends who can say it straight on your face. This time period is to spend only with them. You will have a big desire to please others in this time period. You will make many promises like, yes, I will go with you here, I'll bring you into my business, I'll help you here. You may make all these promises, but you will not be able to fulfill them. So try to be careful of what you are promising someone. You feel that his heart will break. Let it break. His heart will be hurt more when you promise and still do not fulfill it. But if you tell them the truth, then his heart will not hurt that much. So be truthful, be mindful. There will be many groups where your time will not be well spent. Avoid going there. And these will be new groups. Remember, avoid going to such meetings whose purpose is not clear, just like any potluck parties where it is only time pass. So, if you are ambitious, if you want something better in your life, then in some learning space, like you joined a course and there's a community made there, then sit there, talk there, join a new ideology, do such things. Do not go where you already know that here it is only waste of time, nothing happens. One after another people gossips, so don't join those meetings or events. Everyone is just partying. No, here this time of Saturn is going to be of profit and gains for you. And where it will be found? In these new groups. Another point of see here is that new responsibilities, new roles will also be given to you in some organizations, in your company or in your business. New responsibilities are waiting for you, so go and get them, adopt them. You will see surely there will be some hesitation, nervousness, but in the end you will accept them surely. Just keep trying to note down what it is that I have to do. What you should definitely write is somewhere, or if any contract is being signed, then in that also your role should be clearly written. Meeting times, meetings time and purpose should be decided. Only then move ahead. Don't go into unnecessary things. In one line, I would say nothing is better than nonsense. Yes, doing nothing is better. Instead of putting your time in some nonsense work, compare your work, your effort, and what impact it is going to have on. All this you yourself have to focus, and you will see all these things will gradually start coming in your life, or already must be coming. Celebrate small victories with friends. Share your heart with those you trust. If someone you are losing courage, somewhere you are feeling bad, still share it with your friends, with your groups. That will help you. 11th house is of friendship. It is of long term goals and desires. In such a case, when Saturn changes in its nakshatra or transits in the 11th house, a common man becomes special. A special man becomes even more special. And this beginning happens after meeting trustworthy companions. So the time has come now to fulfill your aims, your ambitions, and Saturn has come here to help you. And this help will come because of your relatives, your friends, your groups, your ideas, and their ideas, and the time you spend with them. Remember, in this time period, many unwanted things will also come, about which I have warned you at least before, that avoid such meetings, places, people, groups, which are only for gossips, for it's waste of time. Talks happens and no work is done, and people are blaming each other. Please avoid those things. So this was for the Taurus, how the coming entire October, November, December till 20th of January, this time period will go. Now you will move ahead in this video and talk about the Gemini people. How will this Saturn transit go for Gemini? Look, for Gemini, Saturn is sitting in your 10th house currently in the retrograde, and Saturn is going to change its nakshatra there, And in the 10th house, Saturn tells you that you should build your recognition not through show of things, but through continuous good workmanship and measurable results. Now, I will elaborate this a little for you. When Saturn works in the 10th house, you must be feeling right now that your work is not very stable, or too much hard work is being demanded from you, and you are not completely happy in your profession. The success that you wanted, maybe you are not getting it right now. This is what your heart feels a little nervous or restless. Now, Saturn is changing nakshatra. What will happen with this? Here you will get progress in your work. Yes, Gemini, you guys will. This is clearly showing that there will be a progress in your career, but how? Only if you start measuring your productivity in work on the basis of data and facts. For example, if a child studies a lot and he's not measurable of the time he's spending in studies, and he's just sitting and doing the extra curriculums along with the studies, and he sits for 12 hours, but still he's so be productive. What I mean here, and that's why the next 3 months you have to work in a very in a productive way. Be mindful how much time you are putting. Is it worth of doing that? Are you really utilizing your time mindfully, or you are just sitting and calculating the time, not the outcome of it? So possibly this is the time when you may feel you have to come in some leadership roles. You have to be, you have to give the guidance to others, and it can be in your job or in the business. You have to lead people. It can be a small group or a big group. But yes, your leadership qualities can be in action right now. But my advice is to not to take too much responsibilities right now. Take only those responsibilities which you can carry without stress and without any anxiety. So yes, you can perform in any leadership role, but be mindful with that. uh, you may get confused right now whether you have to stay in this company or you have to leave it. You may also get the question about your profile change. Should I continue this work or should I start my own business? Your priorities may get shift right now. Now, my advice is to come, fix your priorities, decide your path, decide your working style, and based on that, whatever you do, whatever decisions you take, it should be calculative. Um, it should be measurable. Now, also, I'll say avoid this time to solve others' problems. Solve your problems first. So, for these 3 months, another important thing is record your achievements. Note it down whether you succeed in something or get you have a good results. Write down it, because later in year it will help you and to see how much success you got it. Many times we forget to see our own achievements, and then we this time when you reflect back in future, this uh, jotting down will help you. This is also a good time to use AI and new technology, automation, new gadgets. Uh, Take advantage of webinars and other free knowledge is available in all area of spheres. go and attend those and watch them, get some knowledge from there. So that's my advice for the Taurus natives here. Um, and also, I must say that please make the long term plans, write it down on paper. It should not be just in your mind. As this transit is happening in the 10th house, it is also connected with the 6th house, 3rd house. 6th house is it's called Rogue and Shatru house. It can cause some difficulties. So remedy is here for that. Write down your goals, long-term, short-term goals, goals for 3 months, goals for 1 year, and prioritize those, whatever goals you have. So in short, I'll say your work should be measured, it should be data oriented, like you can see the progress, that much uh, categorization should be there. Take decisions within your group, but don't interfere in anybody's personal life. Show leadership qualities, but over promising any responsibilities is not the good time right now. Write down your achievements and plan, and use the technology, use the new technology. Why is all this happening? Because Saturn in the 10th house, changing nakshatra, makes ambitious keep changing, and this brings confusion. Confusion spreads laziness and procrastination, and that's why you may be behind in success this year. But if you follow this advice, you will come out as a powerful professional person and a respected one, who delivers the results backed by data. Saturn will discipline you and give you high quality skills connected to your work. This is actually preparing the script for what will happen in 2026. So if you don't follow this, you may watching another horoscope in 2026 facing another problem. If you follow this, you will say, yes, I'm ready for this situation. Let's do it. Now let's move forward for the Cancer rising, Cancer ascendant, Karka Rashi. Saturn retrograde is happening in your ninth house, and here in the ninth house, Saturn is about to change the nakshatra. This transit tells you connect your thoughts and beliefs with real life. Saturn's discipline will now pass through Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra ruled by Jupiter. This means your thinking capacity, your education, your acquired skills, your spiritual life, all these will be tested. Yes, you are going to be tested. People will say, you claim a lot that you study here, learn this, achieve that, now show the proof. Like when people fill resumes, they say I'm a team leader, but in actuality, in reality, they are not capable of even dealing two people. Now, be truth, truthful, whatever you put. If you are well versed in that, only then you tell people. You don't falsely claim that you have this knowledge, and you may not have the proper knowledge of that. Now, don't if you falsely claim anything, Saturn will say that, okay, test that thing. Your boss, your manager, or someone will ask, okay, you have this knowledge, now do this work uh, in that area of work, and you may not have the proper skills of doing that, so you may feel that you are letting yourself down. So be mindful with what you are putting in your certificates, in your resumes. Don't falsely put any kind of skills which you are not an expert in that. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Now, this is a second thing I want to say, that you have to focus on your habits, any bad habit or any wrong eating pattern or any bad speech. You have to think about it. If your habits are hurting anyone, then this is the time to change them. But you can change them slowly. I'm not saying change in a one day, but yes. Um, by the end of this September and the beginning of October, you will be starting feeling already this. If you're already feeling this, please let me know. Now, if your beliefs remains only in thoughts and don't translate into action, then you will spiritually get lost. You may start doubting yourself and feeling burdened. So take responsibilities and act on what you learned from your teachers, mentors, or from your father. Life is simple, human makes it complicated. If you are a student, please recheck your study plan. Is it necessary, or are you doing it to just copy others? Adjust accordingly. You must now set clear boundaries. What will you do? What will you not? Focus on your routines that help your growth, spiritual, career, or destiny. You will start you will start connecting more with yourself. The person who always thought of others first may now sit and eat alone because he has started loving himself. So, the Saturn is teaching you love yourself. Stay connected with your teachers, mentors, fathers, or guides where whenever you feel low, call them, ask their guidance and blessings. Because Purva Bhadrapada is Jupiter's nakshatra, your ethics will be tested. You may face dilemmas. Follow your heart and stand for what is right. Such situations will teach you some things we only learn by going through them. You will also make long term goals, 1 year or 3 year. Make them honestly. Your behavior with colleagues, manager, family will be tested and corrected. The result, your knowledge and spiritual practices will start growing from root level. Development will change. Also, you may travel with a mentor, teacher, or elder sibling, or visit a religious place suddenly. So, in short, I'll say it is a time for learning and higher knowledge. Your methods of work will be tested. Stay ethical, love yourself, and connect with teachers or mentors. Avoid gossips and traps. Build long term goals honestly. So, this will prepare you for 2026. This is why no remedies are needed here, because some struggles must be faced, they are part of growth. Now let's move on to the another ascendant, that's a Leo, Simha ascendant. The Simha natives, Saturn is placed in your eighth house, and while sitting there, this retrograde Saturn will change its nakshatra. For Simha, this period is not going to be easy because Saturn has already entered your eighth house. With nakshatra shifting here, this is considered a classic Dhaya or Kantakshani time. The eighth house is always related to transformation, hidden matters, inheritance, tax related situations, and the depth of relationship. Sitting here, Saturn will shake every area where you remain incomplete or half hearted. You understand what I mean. This directly means that suddenly situation will rise in your life which will force you to look clearly at and accept your financial and emotional conditions. So for example, you are friend with three people, but now you may feel not connected with the two others, and you may feel connected with one person. Then be honest and tell them honestly to the other two people that you are not feeling inclination towards them, and um, be honest with that. Now, I'll say if you have made mistakes in finances in past, now it's time to manage your money properly, because if you are under debt, then this is not the time to ignore it. This is time to teach how you can manage your finances and uh, learn more about take the financial literacy. Documents related to tax or insurance should be kept safely. You may need them suddenly. If you have a joint account with someone, whether in business or in family, you must check how transparent that arrangement really is. You will need clarity in all such matters. If you don't, then this time period will trouble you both financially and emotionally. If you have not yet balanced your income and expenditure, then in the coming 1 or 2 months you will be forced to maintain that balance strictly. On the personal life front, this is the time to form deeply emotional connections with your family or your spouse. Don't hide anything. Don't postpone your conversations. Don't show artificial behavior. Saturn will expose every lie or every pretensions. So, if you are deceiving someone financially or emotionally, this Saturn will bring light to it. So instead of suppressing your emotions, you should confide in the tested person, a teacher, a guru, or a specialist, or seek solutions. It is also possible that some relationship may suddenly break or people close to you may move away. Remember, Saturn only removes those who are obstacles in your locked up growth. It may hurt you now, but later you may find that it was for your good. Now, another thing I have to mention here, it is for your health. Too much stress, um, it can make your body sick. So, eighth house Saturn can lead to habits like any kind of addiction, any kind of other intoxicated substances. You may feel inclination to use that. So, uh, be mindful with that. You may face problems of excessive sleepiness. You may get stomach issues or spine or back issues. So be very cautious with that. Maintain the disciplined lifestyle, regular exercise, and sufficient rest. Finally, this is not the time to take risk. Avoid gambling or any quick profit investments. Move slowly and thoughtfully. As a remedy, think about your finances in the long term. Keep at least 6 months of emergency fund ready. Also, focus on your spiritual growth. One more thing I want to say, that visit the old age homes or orphanages, spend some time over there, talk to the people. It's not only donating money or give them materials or donate clothes or food, but it's better to go and visit there and spend some time, talk to those people, share the emotions, and that's how you can pacify your Saturn in your eighth house. Another thing we have to define, that the eighth house Saturn transit is, it redefines the life from a new perspective. Loneliness and distrust may increase initially, but later the transformation Saturn grants stability and long lasting values in life. This is truly a blessing in disguise for Leo ascendants. Now let's move on to the Virgo, the Kanya ascendant. The Virgo natives, the Kanya ascendant people, this retrograde transit is happening in your seventh house, and it's about to change the nakshatra here. Saturn in the seventh house can be a big test for partnerships and relationships. This period demand honesty and discipline for you. This is the lesson Saturn wants to teach, whether it's your marriage, love, or business partnership. Unspoken words will now come to the surface. You may hear things like, why didn't you tell me earlier? Why didn't you share your problems before? Saturn will show you that relationship cannot be built only on emotions, but it's based on respect, honesty, and responsibility. So, therefore, many relationships will now bring complaints, and you will realize, yes, I should have given more time. But remember, you still have time to change the things. Just be honest and don't think about whether someone will like it or not. Think instead what is right. Speak what you feel, express what you think. If you are married and you and your spouse need to clarify your roles, encourage your partner to express their hidden feelings so that you can solve issues together. For business too, don't just rely on the verbal promises. Whether you have promised earlier, fulfill it. For future planning, keep things clear and transparent. Saturn here doesn't want fights but partnership. If you remain honest, you will see more trust and stronger foundations in relationships. However, sometimes your partner may behave harshly. Don't think it is sudden. They have already shown much patience but now feel exhausted. Then nothing will change. Satan wants to break that exhaustion and rebuild your relationship. The wrong relationship or wrong people will slowly leave your life in these 3 months. Don't worry about them. Saturn will also show you the reality behind them. If you are an employee and you are dishonest with your organization, for example, doing frauds or moonlighting or not working sincerely, then Saturn in the seventh house will punish you strongly. So control your behavior and remember your responsibilities. In business partnerships, too, you will have to define clear boundaries. How much should be verbal and how much should be written? Psychologically, this time helps you identify hidden resentments in relationships and resolve them through communication. Avoid incomplete promises and dangerous silences. If you don't talk, silence will turn into anger later and ruin everything. Use communication as your shield and sword. That's Saturn's lesson here. If you learn it, this transit will give you clear, trustworthy relationship, brand values, and long-term success. You don't need special remedies, just practical changes in your behavior. Now let's move on to the Saturn transit for Libra, Tula ascendants. The Tula natives here, Saturn is being transiting in your sixth house and it's being transiting from April. Now it's done retrograde in July. Now it's changing the nakshatra from Uttara to Purva Bhadrapada. Saturn in sixth house will test your daily routine, discipline, health, job, and sense of service. The sixth house relatives relates to habits of work, enemies, debts, health, routine, and duties. Saturn here demands discipline and ethics. Wrong actions that harm others must be avoided. Work you will be postponing will now stand as a challenge, and deadlines are near. Uh, so I feel like household chores, bills, government bill, or administration will all suddenly demand your attention. Health wise, regular checkups are necessary, it should be your priority. And Saturn here does not care about big dreams, it checks how honestly you handle your small duties towards your work, health, and relationships. Procrastination will worsen the problems. Discipline and planning will solve them. This is the time to prioritize exercise, balanced diet, and proper sleep. Avoid stubborn habits and perfectionist exhaustion. Professionally, maintain harmony with team and colleagues. Don't ignore yourself while trying to please others. Saturn values service. Saturn values service, but it must be sincere, not showy. Servicing underprivileged children or genuinely helping others will please Saturn, not superficial charities. So, the big benefit of its transit is creating a routine you will be able to build earlier. Slowly, you will see your health stabilizing, self discipline improving, and small habits solving bigger problems. By December, thoughts of change job may come and you may take steps towards it. Saturn may make you struggle in work until you apply these lessons. In short, these 3 months bring discipline, awareness towards your health, responsibility in your profession, and demand transparency. This is a corrective time. If you accept it, progress will follow. Now, let's move on to the next Rashi, next ascendant, Scorpio, Vrishik ascendant. For Vrishik ascendant people, the Saturn is transiting in their fifth house and it's changing the nakshatra there. And this transit influenced their creativity, the love expression, and matters related to children. The fifth house represents it shows billions, it shows enthusiasm, but Saturn brings stability and depth. Now it is a time to replace superficial display or impulsiveness with mastery of a true creativity and talent. If you are an artist, a business person, or in a job, Saturn will repeatedly push you to improve. Observe the market, adapt to changes, and refine your presentation. Even your appearance and grooming will demand attention as Saturn wants you to present yourself well. This period teaches that success does not come in overnight. Success does not come overnight. It requires study, discipline, and patience. Whether in love or business, Saturn reminds you start today, practice daily, and result will show in time. If your relationships are based only on attraction or surface level interest, the cracks will appear and such ties may end, but if they are based on truth, love, and responsibility, then will grow stronger. Children will also demand patience and discipline. You must set a routine with them, whether study or play, and actively participate in their lives. Finally, avoid risky investments, gambling, or over resilience on luck. Trust planning and organizing instead. Mentally, Saturn warns that chasing perfection can suppress creativity. Keep improving your work, don't delay sharing it with the world. Overall, this transit will deepen your artistic skills, stabilize your love life, bring long term achievements. Your relationship will grow stronger, expression will increase, and patience will yield stable success. Now let's move on to the another transit here, another sign. It's Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi, Dhanu ascendant. For the Dhanu ascendant natives, the Saturn is transiting in their fourth house, and it is happening from Uttara Bhadrapada to Purva Bhadrapada, and it will test your home, family, and your inner peace. The fourth house is the foundation of life basic needs, happiness at home, the state of your mind, and also your mother. When Saturn comes here, it asks, how strong is the love and foundation in your home? This period makes you take family responsibilities seriously. You may see home renovations like changing electrical wiring, water pipes, building new security system, etc. etc. I will recommend you to declutter your home. Unnecessary items that block the energy, they should go. and to make the room for new. Anything old should go and should be replaced with a new. The same, the decluttering will happen in your mind. Your old thoughts, outdated beliefs, and rigid perspectives will slowly leave, giving way to a new outlook on life. Saturn will push you to create a balanced daily routine, work, study, leisure, and time with loved ones. Emotionally, this period may feel heavy. Saturn works by creating guilt and reminding you of past mistakes or unresolved emotional imbalances. Old regrets may return, shaking you internally, but remember, without challenges, solutions never arise. Saturn brings such moments to force you to notice what you otherwise ignore. If you want long term stability, build a routine where you balance everything: career, home, rest, and family. Otherwise, you will see family health problems, stress, quarrels, and disorganized environment at home. Your own mind will also feel burdened. Saturn's lessons here: true security and peace do not come from outside, but from within yourself. The result of this transit will be that you build a strong foundation for the coming months and year ahead, because these changes in habits will shape your future. Now let's move on to another Rashi, Makar Rashi or Makar Ascendant, Capricorn Ascendant. For Makar Ascendant people, this Saturn is transiting in third house and it's retrograde. It's transiting from Uttara Bhadrapada to Purva Bhadrapada. This transit will transform your courage, efforts, hard work, communication, and daily actions. The third house is about courage, skills, efforts, and also short travels. Saturn here says words and promises are not enough. Show your skills practically. Whatever knowledge you have gained until now, the time has come to showcase it. Your voice will carry weight. People will take you seriously. Your words will gain gravity. But be careful not to be rude or harsh, especially when you are angry. Words, wrong words can damage your reputation. Learn patience and clarity in communication. Relationship with your siblings and neighbors will be tested. Bonds may weaken, but you must make an effort to reconnect, spend time, share openly, even travel together if possible. Don't let conflicts with siblings remain unresolved, so they can hurt you in the long run. Career wise, this period is favorable if you are in a writing profession or in sales or in marketing or in any online work. Side hustles and digital platforms can bring stable growth, but only with daily consistency. Sporadic efforts won't work. Discipline is the key. You may also make short trips, some of which will be unproductive, but they will help mental health and refresh your purpose. Saturn emphasizes here on patience. Practice your skills daily. A big project or opportunity is waiting, but it will come only when you master your craft. Saturn will also bring uh, attraction towards gadgets, new phones, laptops, or tools. This may increase expenses, but keep them maintained. Overall, the mantra is here: honesty in communication and consistency in work. This transit will give you a permanent voice, direction in your hard work, and slowly shape you into a trustworthy personality. Okay, now we have two more Rashis left. Let's come to the second last one, the Kumbha ascendant, Aquarius ascendant. For Kumbha natives, the Saturn is transiting in their second house, which is the house of wealth, speech, and family. This is also the last phase of your Sade Sati. This transit test you on three levels: money, family, and speech. Fin- Financially, Saturn will force you to track income and expenses carefully. You must prioritize savings and financial stability. If you don't, Saturn will create shortages. So, you learn the importance of managing money, build an emergency fund, and improve your financial literacy now. Family responsibilities will increase. Eat meals together, spend time, and openly discuss finances and future plans with them. Speech and food habits will also be tested. Saturn will refine your way of speaking. Your words will gain weight, but anger can ruin it, so be mindful. Harsh words spoken in anger may make others see you negatively. Practice patience, kindness, and slow speech. This is not the time to make major decisions in frustration or fear. Saturn also warns your earnings and speech must reflect your principles. Don't compromise your values for quick gains. If you remain disciplined, you will emerge financially stronger with more maturity and credibility. People will trust your words more, and your financial stability will surpass many others. Now, let's come to the last Rashi, Meena Rashi, Pisces ascendant. For the Meena ascendant people, this Saturn transit is happening in your first house, in your Lagna house, and this is the peak phase of your Sade Sati. The first house is your identity, you, your body, your personality, and the life energy. Saturn here reshape you from within. It teaches patience, endurance, and self direction. If you lived in a hurry before, now Saturn demands slow, steady, disciplined steps. You must set boundaries and learn to say yes or no clearly so you don't waste energy pleasing others. Health requires special attention. Rest, proper sleep, balanced diet. Ignoring this will bring heavy consequences. Stress for wealth or career at the cost of health will backfire, as the body will force you to stop. Mentally, Saturn can create self doubt, guilt, feeling of inadequacy, negative self talk may disturb you. This is the Saturn's trap. To counter it, listen to devotional music, motivational talks, or read spiritual books daily. Keep your mind strong. At the same time, Saturn is in the Jupiter nakshatra, so it encourages you to study, learn, and grow. You may realize how many new skills you learned since April through struggle. Now, these experiences will make your personality strong. A new leader will emerge within your calm, composed, firm, humble, and value driven. Saturn in the first house it feels tough, but eventually it builds lifelong confidence and stability. For Pisces natives, it is decisive transit, challenging your business, health, but ultimately reshaping your identity. Focus on your health, learning, and self growth.